Disclaimer: all videos uploaded by HatSpat System belong to HatSpat System. All content comes from HatSpat System. Do not download our videos for any reason and or purpose by anyone who is not HatSpat System. Copyright HatSpat System 2020. Any illegal reproduction of this content will result in immediate legal action. If you would like to download or use our videos for your content, please email us at hatspatsystem@gmail.com first for permission. Thank you. Bye.
So we are testing our new headphones, and it actually feels really weird because it's a lot more noise canceling, so our voice feels or hears sounds very muffled. Let me turn on my lights. Hold on. Whoa, super bright. Oh, they have lights right here too. Oh, that's so cool. Wow. Alright, so we are HatSpat System, and these are our new headphones. Yay! Finally got them in the mail. They're very noise cancelling, so it's actually quite great. So we wanted to make a video. Relax. Why are you so tight? Relax. I never relax. So we have a cup of tea, and sorry to all of the British English people, I don't drink my tea with honey. I drink my tea with honey. I don't drink my tea with milk. Yes, there we go. So yeah, I think the last video that we did, we talked about having our mental status exam coming up, and the date came. We went to our appointment. We had the appointment, and I don't remember most of it. I only remember bits and pieces. Don't know how it went. Haven't gotten a call or a letter or a report or anything. Of course, I don't think it's been long enough to have a response about it yet. But I don't know if I passed, and by passed it, I mean by then they are going to accept me for disability case. I'll be accepted for disability. Or I failed, as in I will get denied for disability. So to talk about some of the things, let's see. Who remembers what of that appointment? Who remembers what? Excuse me. Okay, who remembers what of that appointment? We had our appointment. Yeah, we had an appointment. Anybody want to add to that? We had an appointment for mental status exam. Okay, so first off, we had to do like this little answer questionnaire thingy, fill out some paperwork. So we were already triggered from that because we tried to be like as detailed and as honest as possible on this thing. And so we filled out this thing as best we could. Yeah, so then we go to sit down. We have our service dog with us, and we sit down, and he goes to get on top of us. We're like, come on, get on top of us now that we're settled down. And his paw, like, slipped, but like I don't even think that was it. She immediately said, "Oh, I don't want him on my furniture." And I said, "Well, he's not getting on your furniture, he's getting on my lap." And so we were already triggered from that. So then, we made him get on the floor and stay by our feet and like in between our legs and stuff, and we petted him that way. So the entire interview thing that we're going on with this lady is we're like totally, completely hunched forward like this, like trying to be engaged, trying to focus on what she is saying, trying to listen and understand. And she starts to say something, and again, it's these questions that are like open-ended, but then I go to start talking and reasoning and out, answering her question in some type of way. And she's like having to stop me because she's trying to like write it all down. So I guess that was answering her question, but then she has something else, and we were trying to answer it, but then it was like she wouldn't let us. So I don't even remember. The only bits and pieces that I remember is our littles were fronting, but I was there, and kind of like our other main hosts and things, the adult alters, I would call them, were still there to be able to like tell them and help them of how to do it. Because this part of the segment, now moving on to this part of the segment of the interview, was like instructional, like how well do you follow instructions, or can you answer these like I don't know, like somewhat normal questions. And one of them I remember, kind of like I guess how it started off, was like, take this piece of paper with your right hand, fold it in half, and lay it on the chair next to you. And so we did that, and Pizza was fronting, doing the actions. Samanthony was close because there was OCD-ness going on. And then other alters, because we like flipped ours like this and like did, we was all cockeyed doing this thing. And then Pizza was there because he was like hosting over all of them, and he like set it down, and then she was like, okay, now pick it up and give it to me. And so we picked it back up and we gave it to her, and we were like, yay, I did it. Oh, and then she asked she asked us to write down a sentence, just any sentence, write it down. And so Pizza wrote, Pizza is here and doing good, because he was like he wrote doing a good job or doing good or something. And then that was the sentence. And then she asked us to do some other things. Oh, she asked us this, and then, okay, so we were like switching in and out of all these altars to do this thing. So it was like the littles there. And then then she asked something, and like we switched to like adult alters, being like sarcastically like rolling our eyes like and like answering it, whatever it was. And then Then she asked to spell world and then spell it backwards, which we were like, yeah, we can do. And we did it. And we said Deloro as we finished spelling it backwards. We did that to say it. That's how we remember how to spell world backwards, is Deloro. And then what got more of us was, so littles were out, definitely present, definitely Kokon switching in and out to all these things. So a bunch of them got caught in the crosshairs, if you know what I mean. And it was right after World, Deluro. She said, count backwards or down from 100 by 7. I even laughed at it. I said, no. 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 That's not possible. That is not possible. Sorry I keep coughing. I think I have I have a sinus infection because this hot tea actually feels super good on my throat and I keep coughing because I'm talking. Or either I'm just not used to talking so much anymore because I stay in my room all the time. So that went down a rabbit hole. What are we talking about? Yes, that's an excellent point. Okay, so another thing that she asked that I was surprised at the answer. I had never realized this, but she asked, do you have something about thoughts? And I was like, yes, we always have thoughts, and I always hear them from, it's voices of my alters, and we're always talking, or always communicating, or the thoughts are there's just thoughts, there's just shit all the time that goes on in the brain, okay? It never stops. Like, there's 5 alters who are thinking 5 different things. So, continuing right along. Her question was, do you ever, or do you have delusional thoughts, or do you ever have delusional thoughts? And I was like, well, what's a delusional thought? Because earlier she'd asked if we have hallucinations, and I was like, no, because that's, it's my alters. I don't see things out in the actual world. Like, I think that I can touch them. Like, I know it's in my head and it's the alters. But she said, do you have any delusional thoughts? And I kind of needed more of an explanation because I was like, what is that? What is the delusional thought? And she said something along the lines of, like you're watching you're watching a movie, and one of the actors or something, and you go down a rabbit hole into this whole delusional thought, or you think people are out to get you. And I was like, well, and she might have named a few other things, or basically it's something that you make up in your mind that you think is real. And I was like, or am I saying that right? Something just way extra, okay? Let's just put it that way. Your thoughts are just way extra. They're so extra, they're delusional, okay? And I was like, well, yeah. I was like, all the time. Every day of my life. All day of my life. Because as talking to her and kind of explaining to her that I can't even think about right now, but I've noticed I do it all the time. When I start to dissociate, all of my alters go down these different rabbit holes of different scenarios and different outcomes and different aspects of life that's like 10 lifetimes in 10 minutes. Okay, so like think of a normal person. You're a singlet, you're on earth, and you've lived a lifetime and you died. You got reborn again. You lived a lifetime and you died. Do it a third time. 10 lifetimes, okay, of a normal human being is what an alter can think delusional thought times 10. But 10 eternities of the 10 lifetimes. Let's just do it that way as well. So, and again, we brought our altar list, our inner world stuff, and all of our subsystems, and so we brought all that. Yeah, but that's only like the stuff that is at the surface. That's only the stuff that's at the front that could possibly front in the body, or that has a connection to the outer world, or like that's just the stuff, the altars that have come forward up front that we know about. All of the other 535 are back here doing background work. Okay, like, you know the movie Inside Out, that like you only see the main emotions at the front desk at the little console, consoling the body and everything? You got the background workers in the back doing the other stuff, like the dream sequences and the train of thought. Well, let's just say we have a million trains of thoughts, baby. Yeah. Fun stuff. So, she asked that question, and it just, like, really shocked me, because I was like, yeah, we really do. Like, we really do have delusional thoughts all the time, nonstop, because once we finish one story in our head, there's another story. And then sometimes there's 3 to 5 to 10 to 25 stories going at one time. You try writing all that down. Unicorn Jack Jensen A. Cole, man, she get overwhelmed. We can't write it down all the time. Of how fast our brain can think that we can't write. Damn. Get a Raquel up in this bitch. So, back to the appointment. So there was that. What else happened after that? I don't know. I don't remember. That's kind of the last thing that I can remember. What other questions did she ask? Does anybody else specifically, like, know a specific question? Or want to come to the front and answer? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, excuse me. When she asked us the question about the counting down from 100 by 7, and we said no, like super way over the top sarcastically, like, nah, bitch, you ain't getting that to happen. There ain't no way. And then she immediately asked like a 1 or 2 or maybe 3 questions. Somewhere in there, in those 1 to 3 questions after that question, we started to cry. Like, it wasn't me, because it was a complete separate, like, there was no connection with the emotion of crying for me to any questions that had been asked, to remote tears that I know of, but somebody else, and that's what it just clicked. It's somebody else that was like crying because we couldn't do math. like someone was sad about that, and like other questions that she was asking, or this altar was just completely overwhelmed by that situation and started to cry in that moment, all because we couldn't answer a math question. I know that we've been having at least one, if not a few, new altars awakening. Talking about ace lately. Get some aces. And so it was like that combination of either one altar awakening or all of those that had been awakening that were there and present in this interview thing, because we started crying, like not bawling, just like tears were falling down as we were trying to answer. And I remember us like looking around, because that's what we do also when you dissociate, but you're also kind of like trying to stay present. So a way of stemming our brain is to like look at objects and say what they are, like chair, office, person, doctor, a bunch of doctorate degrees and licenses on the wall, bookshelf, tons of cool little stuff. So we were trying to do that in the interview, and then okay, so she was asking other things, and I tend to remember the ones that I don't know. Like she asked us when the phrase or whatever the saying goes, something greener on the other side. See, I don't even know the exact saying because I hate that fucking saying. It's like I can't even get into explaining why I don't like that saying, because you would not want to be me to be here for that long. And it was at that question that we started to cry, and whoever was crying just said, "I don't know." And like crying because like we really don't know. Like it's almost like it was a trigger question. and then the immediate thought of that altar was of the math one earlier, counting down from 100 by 7. It like really got to him. So yeah, that was our interview. Yeah, well, guess that's all for now. All right, so Hatsbat System out. Later. Peace.